Husky fans, welcome into episode number 4 of NIU Basketball Weekly. I'm Andy Garcia. Glad you could join us. I hope you had a good week. One team that had a good week was NIU women's basketball. They won 3 in a row. What a win on Wednesday night as they came from behind. They were down 20 points in the third quarter, came back, got the win by 1. So NIU women's basketball had a fantastic week. We'll talk to Errin Hodges this week, the redshirt junior forward from Pontiac, Illinois. She's going to join us on the show. We're going to talk men's basketball. Interim head coach Lamar Chapman will be on the show. And also we're going to talk some men's soccer. Ryan Swan is starting his 4th season as the head coach of men's soccer at NIU. They're finally getting underway. We'll talk to him about that and his roster and the schedule. So a good show, action-packed of schedule for all the teams. We'll get into that later on as well. We got to mention we had a great, fun event this past Monday with the Leaders of the Pack, the virtual Zoom event for NIU football. Had the honor of hosting it. It was a great time. If you missed it, you missed a great update from Coach Thomas Hammock, the offensive, defensive coordinators. You got to hear from different players as well from football. If you missed it, though, right here and right now on the YouTube channel, NIU Athletics, you can watch it. Go back, and if you want to see it again, right here, Leaders of the Pack, right here on the YouTube channel, NIU Athletics. So let's get in to men's basketball, and we bring in the interim head coach here at NIU, Lamar Chapman. He joins me now on NIU Basketball Weekly. And Coach, great to get you back on this week. And again, we're chomping at the bit to get NIU men's basketball back on the pause. But give us a little bit of an update and tell us how you guys are feeling and how much contact have you been able to have with the team as of late?
Well, we're getting closer to getting a full squad back. We still have some guys. We had 2 or 3 guys coming on every day. I think right now with the 8:30 morning practice we had guys with 3 guys with 50%, and then another 5 guys were able to go 100%. So there's only so much you can do. I think we have some guys going to the doctor today that should be cleared, hopefully, and that's probably 3 guys, which they'll practice tomorrow, which will give us close to 11 guys. So we're getting there slowly but surely. As far as amount of contact having with us, it's with me in particular is little to none.
Yeah.
With the other coaches, just starting on Monday because we lifted the pause on Monday. But mostly it's Zoom. It's Zoom, and we touch the guys every day or every other day with a Zoom call, addressing any concerns they may have or parents may have. They have questions, that type of thing. So. But Coach Bean and Coach C-Mac, they're there on the ground doing the work, going through the practices and all the things basketball related on campus in the office.
But it sounds like from everything I heard that everyone is getting better. Everyone's still getting stronger. Yes, they've had to deal with the COVID, but it seems like everybody's feeling better, Coach. That's a great sign.
Right, everybody's healthy, and obviously that's the number one concern is everybody's health and all the protocols with our team trainer and the team doctors. We're not skipping any steps when it comes to that. First and foremost is student athletes safety, and then those that are able to play, that are physically able to play, will play, and those who aren't just can't. They have to wait until they're cleared from that standpoint.
You've been able to watch games. The MAC continues to go on, and you maybe can scout a little bit, see what the teams you may be playing moving forward. But is that an opportunity to at least get some scouting in? Not that you guys don't want to play, but at least you can scout some of the opponents that you would have upcoming on the schedule.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm sitting at home the other day and I got the computer out with some ESPN Plus stuff. Then I got my TV right, the big screen in front of me with the ESPN3 stuff. So I'm flipping back and forth, and I got Ken in Miami the other day. I got Central in Ohio the other day, the same time, and then shortly after that they tipped with Akron and Toledo the other day. So it's like all over the place. Then I'm watching my former boss at Rutgers. I'm watching them play. They all I see a basketball all over the place, but I'm making notes of what teams are running and different actions that we may have to guard once we start playing. If we come back and if we play Tuesday, Toledo will be our first game back. And I mean, they are on a roll. I mean, they are playing well and they're scoring the basketball. So yeah, you gotta get a chance to do a little scouting while you're watching.
What's the psyche of the team? Again, you've gone through some Zooms and the other coaches are out there with some practice. What's the psyche of the team?
The guys are excited. I mean, little impatient, a little frustrated, but they're abiding by the rules. Like I said, we can't skip any steps. I think the one thing we're excited about is the chance to be at full strength and like see what we look like with all of our healthy bodies, with everybody, with Tyler coming back, with DB coming back, and Zool and Chinadu and just the whole game, and 100% back in. Now, with all that being said, then we jump right back in it, and our first 3 games are against the top 3 teams, or top 4 teams, top 4 out of 5 in your first 4 games. When you talk about Toledo, Kent, Akron, possibly Miami, Ohio, that type of thing. But it's the league. It's a tough league. It's a competitive league, but we're excited. Like I said, we just want to see what we look like at full strength.
Getting back in the game shape. That's going to be one of the most crucial things for you guys, trying to get players back on the practice court. But then, as you said, getting out and trying to be able to play 40 minutes of basketball as a team, as a unit.
Yeah, just with your timing, your rhythm, and age-old story goes, like, you can only do so much in practice. Like, everybody say you go hard in practice, try to simulate games, but there's nothing like the games. At the end of the day, there's nothing like the game. You can go hard in practice, and we'll push our guys, but it's nothing like game timing, game rhythm, game situations, guarding the other team's action, other team guarding you like it's a game, a first place team guarding you like they're trying to stay in first place, not trying to let one of the bottom teams beat them. Like, what I mean? Those types of things you have to be prepared for.
Again, you come back and the schedule's tough anyways. It's an interesting year in the MAC. You've had a chance to take a look at the Toledos and some of the other teams. What stood out for you so far as you watch some games around the conference?
I think the thing that it's who's available. Like, certain teams are a little bit more healthier than others. I think the Toledos, the Ohios, I think even Buffalo, I think some of those teams haven't had many, pauses because of the virus. So, and a lot of teams that the teams that are scoring, like the scoring, the team that can put the ball in the basket, the Toledos, the Ohios, those teams, the Akrons, Kent plays at a fast pace and they gamble and they just fly around. So I think the guys who can score the ball, and Toledo's like probably the best they've been in defense in a long time, because that's not normally their calling card, but they're scoring the ball and they're actually trying to defend a little bit this year. So they're in a good place. But I think that's something that just jumps out at me. The teams that can get into that 70 to 75 points per game range will have a good shot at winning a lot of the games.
I mentioned the psyche of the team, but a psyche of you, a head coach that's trying to gather this team back together. What's been the biggest things on your mind as you try to get back and get games on?
Well, just trying to be positive, just trying to be positive with our guys, and then trying to get them an idea of what's ahead of us. While you're working out, you got to have some self-drive. You got to have you got to have some stuff within yourself, when the coaches aren't around, or even doing a little bit more, even when the coaches are pushing you. So, but being positive, just trying to be excited about the possibility of being whole again. And, just accepting the challenge. Like, I'll address that with them again tomorrow and every Zoom call, the challenge ahead of us. Like, we're going to take it head on. And as I said, always, nobody's going to feel sorry for us. You go out there and play, you've been evaluated, and you want to go out there and try to win the game.
What will be the determining factors? You need so many players back, but what will be the determining factors so you guys get back on the court?
I think it's to my understanding, I think it's a combination of your players. Obviously, you can't go out there with 8 bigs. You had to have the right guard, big, forward, center combination. Obviously, you can't go out there and play a game if you don't have point guards.
Even though I heard McCoy wants to be a point guard. Is that
true? Yeah. Don't tell them that, because some of them they do want to try to get out and push it, and they think they can do it. Like, they have no idea how to play a point guard position. So I think you have the right combination, of players in the league. I think the league expects you to play if you have the right combination of, I believe it's 8. I think that's the number. So, but we went out to Ball State.
Getting close.
We went out to Ball State and we played without any guard subs. But like I say, you play the game, nobody cares. Like Trendon, Darius, and Anthony Crum have to play the whole game. We don't have to squeeze Nate over there to try to play a little bit of a 3. But that's what you got. KT was out. Tyler's been out. So, but you go out there and play. like nobody feels sorry for you. You got to play. They want to try to get the win.
And you guys could be very busy when you get back. I don't know if you'll be able to get all the games in. We'll see what happens with the MAC and they're determining the decisions on that. But you're going to be busy, so you're going to get some games in.
Yeah, you're going to get some games in, and we have to be careful with the bodies. Obviously, it's going to be some. There will be some one-day preps, so you can't do a whole lot with that other than walk through some stuff and video. Obviously, you can't go too hard in a practice in a game before because you just played. Like, you know what I mean? So you got to be smart with that, subbing, player rotation. So everybody has to be ready to chip in whatever minutes you get. You have to make them count, but you have to be ready. So, but yeah, we will be busy. I think the administration is doing the best they can to try to reschedule some of these games, but also communicating with the doctors because the coming back and how it affects the body.
The last question for you is, I just want you to kind of just let you talk to the fans a little bit because fans are waiting to get you guys back, chomping at the bit to at least get men's basketball back. What can you tell the fans as you guys are very close to coming back and playing?
Yeah, just be patient. We're almost there. The wait is almost over. I think there's a good to great chance we will play on Tuesday. Don't hold me to that, but I think it's we're close. I would just tell the fans we're close and continue to support us. And we're going to do everything we can to go out there and compete and put a good product out on the floor. Product that's going to play hard, play together, and obviously we're going to compete to win games. And obviously, first and foremost, we always want to protect home court. So I'll just say be patient. We're almost there, and just stick with us.
Great, Coach. Great to get you on again. We want to get you on. And pause is almost over, and the best news is everyone's getting healthy, getting back. Appreciate the time, and hopefully by this show next week, we'll maybe have one or two games to talk about. Appreciate it.
We're talking about some games, no doubt. I think that's possible. I do.
From men's basketball, we move to NIU women's basketball, and we bring in Errin Hodges, the redshirt junior from Pontiac, Illinois, who's really been on a tear. The team is on a tear on a 3-game winning streak. And Errin, appreciate the time. Thank you for coming on with me.
No problem.
Errin, you've been on a tear. I mean, for the season, you're averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds, but in the last 7 games, averaging double-digit points, 10 points per game. What's it been about you? Do you just feel comfortable now? Get the start of the season off. It just seems like the last 7 games, you just felt comfortable. You feel like you're playing with confidence, and it shows on the court.
Yeah, I for sure feel more confident than I have at the beginning of the season. So just the time that it took for me to get comfortable with, my knee being what I went through. And as time went on, just getting more comfortable and confident as each game went on.
I want to go back because you did have the torn ACL last year, and fans don't know what it takes to rehab and come back and play the way you play, Errin. Aggressive, driving, taking it to the rim. How was rehab, and what was the mental side of that as you try to come back from an injury like that?
Rehab was very difficult. It was very tough. I didn't get to watch a lot of the season last year because I was in rehab so much, and it was very interesting through especially COVID that went on and having to go back home and change who I was seeing throughout my rehab. But it was hard for sure. And I felt very sad I couldn't, go out and support my girls that I wanted to, but it was hard. And the mental aspect of it, it took a toll on me sometimes. I had my good days, I had my bad days, but my teammates, my coaching staff were there every step of the way to make sure that I was in good spirits because it was a lot that I had to deal with.
And Coach Carlson and I talk about you a lot because she's waited to get you back. You've been such an integral part of this team. And if you've watched or listened to any of the games as of late, you're playing with confidence and you're taking it to the rim. You have no fear getting to the rim. What's it been about your game? Again, is it just more comfort with the knee? And it just seems like you feel like when you're going to get to the rim, you're going to get that lay-in or you're going to get to the free throw line. And you proved on your free throws. I love your white T-shirt, your white lie T-shirt that says, I love free throws. But you've worked on it and you're working on your complete game.
Right. Yeah. It definitely takes the work off of the court, not off the court, like when the lights are out to, work on the things that you need to work on. So you are ready when the game comes. But yeah, free throws and that white light shirt. Yeah, that's a funny one for me.
Let's go back to Wednesday night, and what a win versus Bowling Green. You got the first one back there earlier in January, so we knew they were going to want some revenge. They got out to the early lead. They were up by 20, even in the third quarter. up by 17. They were with 4:40 to play in the third. What happened? What happened with the switch, and why were you guys able to come back like that?
It's still kind of mind blowing to me. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because it just happened so fast. Like we were never like, oh, we're down 20, we're just gonna, give up. Basically, nobody was worried. Coaches, good was saying, play the game in segments and stay in the moment. So that's what we were doing, breaking down the game to little parts to make sure that we were able to execute what we needed to execute. And all of a sudden we look up and we're down only 5, and then we have the lead. So we were like, we're going to take this lead and not give it back. So it ended very interestingly, but
Yes.
it was still mind blowing.
In the end, you guys get the win, a 3-game winning streak. Right now, 7-3 in conference play. It just seems like you guys are confident. It feels like you guys love playing with each other. And we've seen that where you guys are able to make comebacks like you did on Wednesday night.
Right, for sure. We definitely love playing together. And the bench we're so much about energy and then working on both sides of the court. Our defense leads to offense. And then it's not just like, oh, the people on the court are just going to be celebrating. It takes everybody as a whole. And then it all comes together for us to get the win at the end of the day.
I talked to Michaela Brandon about this, about just the art of rebounding. Know where a ball is going to go off a rim. For you right now, you're all over the place. I've said it on the air, on the radio, like, it seems like there's 3 Errin Hodges out there sometimes because you're all over the court, grabbing offensive rebounds, making steals, getting to the rim, getting points. It just seems like you know where that ball is coming off, and you're just being aggressive and beating people to the ball. What's it about right now? Why are you playing so well, and why are you able to rebound so well?
I don't really know how I'm able to rebound. I guess I just read kind of where the ball is going to be coming and then just attacking. And I know that I can use my first step because it's quicker than most to attack for the rebound. So I guess that's what I use.
All right, so talking to Michaela Brandon, I know you guys are good friends. You played at AAU together. She says you guys hang out a lot. What is it about Michaela that you guys just have attracted since playing early, playing organized basketball together? What is it about you and Brandon and Michaela, and just how fun is it that Michaela came and she decided to come to NIU? And I know you had to be a part of that.
Right. It's amazing, really, to know someone for so long and for her to be my best friend and her to come here. We've played basketball for so many years, and we just have the connection on and off the court. We can hang out together, and we just we like each other's presence. We could either just be in the same room and not speak, but still enjoy her being there, or we could just be crazy and enjoy life, basically. But it's a great connection. I'm very thankful to have someone like her in my life still.
And we've heard about this cat, right? We talked about the cat last time. We're trying to get this cat more on social media. Michaela's trying to do that. But is this cat as nice as she says it is? It looks like a crazy cat to me, but it must be a fun cat if you guys are playing around with this thing.
Right. This cat, I mean, she's crazy. Michaela likes to say, oh, she's nice, but she has her days where she gets squirted with a water bottle. But she's good on most days, I guess. But she definitely, her energy matches ours. So it's all good.
I heard you want to be a famous star, but not like me in TV and radio, but you want to be a TikTok star. Is this true? And what is it about TikTok that you love so much and you like getting in front and doing these things?
I wouldn't say I want to be a star, but I have had some fair share of viral videos. But it's just fun application to just be fun and show your personality and bring also your friends into and just learn dances and the funny commentary that is said on there. But it's a good app to just have fun.
Listen, I seen you guys on it. It's cool, and I know if you can be a big star. I know you can be. I know you don't want to be, but you could be. As you said, some of these have gone viral. But with the COVID, Errin, and again, when you're not playing basketball, it's not like you can go back home and go hang out with friends and all that. What's it been like for you to have to go through a season like this and just have their family or have your team more than your family? But to be so tight knit, how do you get away? How do you just let your mind be free?
I might find this interesting, but being here, this is my vacation away from outside.
Okay.
So every time I step into the convo, it's like a peaceful place for me. Even though like we are here a lot of the time, like I love it. I do miss seeing like my family and my friends, but that's like a FaceTime call away or a text away or something like that. So being here, it's just peaceful. And I have 14 like or 13 other people, and that's a lot of teammates to have. So they're my family away from family. So it's just this is home.
That's interesting, Aaron, because we've heard like sometimes it's great to have the student athletes and have basketball. Yes, we want to be healthy and we want to be healthy and play, but it's important for student athletes like you. And we talk about it with the mental side of what you guys go through being student athletes, just how important the team is. That's really interesting. I'm glad you were able to talk about that. I'll move forward and just where can this team go, Aaron? I mean, you guys are on the top right now, fourth or fifth in the max standings, but we've seen now through 10 games in the conference, you guys can beat anybody. Where you feel is the team is right now, and can you make that next level?
I for sure think that we can make that next level. We just need to stay determined and taking practices seriously because the MAC is what it is. Anybody can win any given day. So taking one game at a time, one practice at a time to make sure that we evaluate the teams that we're playing and then know what the game plan is in order to continue the success that we're having.
Aaron, it's been great having you on again, averaging 10 points per game in the last 7. Continue the great run of games, and I'm excited to have you back. I can tell it took a couple games, but you just look like you're confident. It feels like you're feeling good on the court, and it's shown. And congratulations on the 3-game winning streak. Let's keep it going on Monday at Ball State.
Thank you.
From NIU women's basketball to men's soccer, we bring on the head coach, Ryan Swan, starting his 4th season here at NIU. Coach, great to have you on. And oh my goodness, talk about chomping at the bit and getting ready for a season. You have to be just ready overall to start the season. Great to have you on. And I know the team's got to be ready. You had that one exhibition, but come on, let's get the regular season going, right?
Yeah, thanks for having me. No, absolutely. Really excited, obviously, with, we went through the fall, which would have been our season, just on the field and training and getting the guys ready, but not getting to play against each other. The guys were starting to kick lumps out of each other. So it's nice we get to go out against someone else.
It's gone through this whole fall where you've had so much time to get prepared. Can that be a positive where you get that extra time? You didn't play in the fall. You've now had into the winter/spring. Can that be a positive for this team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you look at, the freshmen come in, and it's always tough. You come in at fall and suddenly you're away from home. You got harder classes, and, the soccer suddenly a little bit tougher. For us to be able to ease them in and get them used to our training and used to the level a little bit, I think we feel great about where we're at just now, and we're really happy about how the fall went as far as what we were able to accomplish with the team.
We've seen what different programs have had to do with the COVID protocol. Are there many differences that we'll see, that you guys play? What different differences did you have to do with the COVID protocol?
Hopefully you won't see too much of a difference-wise, except that you'll be watching virtually rather than in person. But, I think on the field, the guys are pretty prepped and ready to go. Obviously, it's the things that are off the field. So everything that goes into the preparation for, the game, the amount of testing that the guys are going through, and obviously the mask wearing as they're heading out onto the field, all those sorts of things behind the scenes are tough. And some of it's the tough things, like the guys getting together. They want to do some social things, and families want to come in and host meals. And these are all really difficult things for us to do, which I think are important things for team bonding and team building. So those are the challenges we have, but hopefully we're managing them pretty well. And I don't think there should be too much of a change when you see us on the field.
Well, I'll let you talk about the roster and who are some of the names we expect to hear from this season.
So I think the freshmen that have come in and kind of start to make an immediate impact. We've got Harry Jolly, who's joining us from Liverpool, England, came in and immediately stepped into a leadership role. So you'll hear him right from the start, and not just because of his dodgy accent, but he's so vocal and he's loud and he's organizing. And I think he's going to be good for us. Dylan Banker, who's a local guy from Chicagoland, has stepped in and is looking very good for us. And I think he primarily plays as a defender, but I think you'll actually see some goals coming from Dylan this year as well. And then Roque Villegas just joined us just a couple of weeks ago here in January, transfer from Syracuse University, and looked very good in our preseason game against Butler, and we've got high expectations for him as well. But we're very excited about the freshman class, and I think there's going to be more guys, especially as the season goes on, you're going to be hearing and seeing more of.
What do you think of the strengths of your team as you start the regular season?
You know, one of the things we're always kind of putting out as our main sales pitch about this team when we're talking to prospects is just the chemistry and the culture within the team. Like, it's genuinely good for us. The number of times that the coaching staff step off, just talking about what a pleasure it is, and you know, we can go to battle with these guys. And really, there's more pressure on us this year, where we feel like we've got a great group of players. We're strong depth-wise, and now we're really looking at the coaching has to be spot on when we're looking at the tactical side of it. And if we get things right there, I think we're going to be in good shape going forward. But it's just a great group of guys, both on and off the field. And I mean that both from an athletic and soccer perspective and personality as well.
Who are some of the leaders that you've seen step up on the squad?
So I mentioned, you know, Harry Jolly has done a great job in there. I think, you know, our returning seniors, Alex Welch and Irvin Dominguez, were both meant to graduate in December, but have opted to come back and play out this last semester. And those guys are kind of setting a lot of expectations and standards, whether it's on the field, on the training ground, or in the weight room. Those guys are there. But then our junior class, the Adrian Coronas and Anthony Markanix, have really stepped. And those guys have had 2 good years with us already, but we're really seeing them step up and deciding that now's the time that we need to see some more positive results and see some, you know, challenges on conference tournaments, national tournaments. So I think those guys are stepping up and seeing that they have to do a little bit more on the leadership side to get us there as well.
So what have you been able to do, let's say since August? How much has the team been able to get together and practice? And then when did officially practice start? Was it early January?
So yeah, so since August, you know, we came out and we were on our 8 hours, kind of like our off season for a large chunk of that. So there was a lot of time in the weight room. We got onto the field a little bit and got to work. We had some, you know, COVID scares, whether it was through the department, we had to shut down for a little bit. We had some guys that we rarely had our full team on the squad. So there was a lot of small group things going on in the fall, but the guys worked hard through all of that. And then, yeah, we came back right as school started again, the guys reported. So at the start of January, and have come back in pretty good shape. So we've been excited with them, and you know, we've got a couple of weeks, and then we headed down to Indianapolis for a preseason game against Butler, and now kind of shaping up here for Marquette on Sunday.
Yeah, I want to go back just a little bit to that last Saturday, the 3-1 win in the exhibition, as you guys were able to beat Butler. Great to get you guys back on, play somebody else. But what did you learn a little bit in that exhibition match?
So, you know, first of all, it's a very good Butler team. You know, they were in the national tournament last year, and they've been picked to finish first on their side of the Big East this year. So we knew it was going to be a tough and physical game. And there were some of the things. We've got a relatively young team still. A lot of freshmen played a lot of minutes on Saturday. So we were concerned about how they would step up, even with 6 months now with us, how they would step up against a big, strong Butler team. And I know they were exceptional there. And we saw a lot of, you know, the guys we've already talked about here, some of the new guys stepping up and matching up to the physical side of it, and a lot of the returners stepping up. And so some of our concerns there, I think, were alleviated a little bit, that we felt very good after that. And then one of the things that we had felt good about was this is a team that's going to create a lot of chances. And we saw that through the entire game at Butler, where we just got into a lot of really good situations. And I think if our finishing had been a little bit cleaner, our decisions in the final third, I think we might have even come out a little more comfortable with the victory as well.
Before we get into Marquette on Sunday, just a little bit about the MAC teams. And again, for fans out there, NIU, West Virginia, Akron, Western Michigan, Bowling Green, and SIUE are the teams in the MAC. So they're doing a double round robin, right, Coach? And it's not a conference tournament. So it's a double round robin. How do you feel that will work out? And again, it's a crazy season, but at least you get those matches in. And how do you feel that'll work out?
I'm really excited about it, and it's something that the coaches and the MAC have been talking about for a number of years. This even pre-COVID, obviously. The quality of team in the MAC is so good that we thought when it came to, you know, RPI and everything else, if we're playing against strong competition, we've traditionally got 2 teams in the national tournament, and we think there might be a chance for three teams to get in. And so I think playing against each other where we've got so many good teams, it's just going to help us. It makes for more competition within it. The rivalries become even stronger, and the competition's, I guess, even better than sometimes when we're going out and searching for games. So we're very excited about it. It does mean that suddenly we've got 10 games instead of 5 that count for that little bit more, within the conference standings. But, that's why we're here. That's why we want to come to places like NIU, is to compete in the big games. And coaching staff's excited about it. Our players are excited about it. So it's going to be like that here in the spring and again in the fall. And I think it's a really good format. I'm excited by it.
Let's talk about opening on Sunday, taking on Marquette. Expectations, not just for Marquette, but the start of the season for your squad.
Again, like the guys are so excited. I was glad we got to go down to Butler and play there, because we got to kind of rein them in a little bit after letting them run wild after 14 months off. So it was good. We're getting to shape them into the way we want to play. Marquette just played last night, so my staff are through in the other room just now going through the videos, figuring things out there. But we're excited about it. Marquette are a very good team out of the Big East, just like Butler is one of the reasons we took Butler as a preseason game. And so we're expecting them, a very strong possession team, much like ourselves. We think it'll be a good test for us. Hopefully the way that we've been working against each other, whether it's in the chest or out in the field, I think we'll see a lot of the same things coming onto the field up in Marquette. It will be different. We're going to be playing up in the bubble up there. So we've seen the field before and we've been on the field, but we've never been in it when it's had the bubble around it. And sometimes that just changes things a little bit. But again, with us training the Cheswick so much right now, I feel well prepared for that.
Coach, looking forward to it. I'm glad you guys are back, finally starting the regular season on Sunday. Good luck, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Thanks very much, Andy. Appreciate it.
It was great to talk a little men's soccer. Ryan Swan and his team is getting ready for Marquette on Sunday. A reminder as we wrap things up on NIU Basketball Weekly, we've extended the Husky Howl fan cutout program to volleyball and gymnastics, and you can still order your fan cutouts for NIU basketball, men's and women's. The cost, just $60 per sport, and your fan cutout will be in the stands for every match, meet, or game, even though you can't be there. Plus, every purchase benefits NIU student athletes, and you will get to take the cutout home after the season. Go to NIUHuskies.com for all the details. Put your cutout in the stands today. As we look at the upcoming schedule, the schedule, as we mentioned in the open, getting full, tons of sports to follow. Don't forget to download the NIU Huskies mobile app from the Apple or Google Play Store to keep up. It's completely free to download. We've got indoor track up in Michigan on Saturday. Men's tennis is at Omaha on Saturday. Sunday, men's soccer again at Marquette. Milwaukee, that's a noon start. We've got golf on Monday. Women's golf playing in Florida. I'd like to be down in Florida. That'd be nice. But the women's golf is down there. You got men's basketball trying to come back. We'll see when they will. That would be on Tuesday, February 9th, if that happens, if the men can take on Toledo. Coach Chapman talked a little bit about that. That would be Tuesday night. Back on Monday, remember, women's basketball is at Ball State. We'll have the game on the radio starting around 12:45 Central. NIU and women's basketball taking on Ball State. Gymnastics coming up on Thursday, February 11th at Central Michigan. Volleyball at home, taking on Eastern Michigan on the 11th. And on Friday, wrestling at Kent State. Volleyball home again to Eastern Michigan, and indoor track back in Michigan next week. So action-packed, NIUHuskies.com, or get the mobile app to make sure you keep up on all the results and some of the trivia, too, that's on the app. Reminder, every Saturday morning we bring up NIU Basketball Weekly. Be right here on the NIU Athletics YouTube page. So subscribe. You'll see game highlights, press conferences, leaders of the pack. That's up now. Back from Monday, NIU football. So subscribe to this YouTube channel, NIU Athletics, and you can watch everything here. It's a lot of content. NIU Media Relations, NIU Athletics, putting a lot of content out for you. Knowing that you can't be here, we want to make sure you're still in touch with the programs. Hopefully you are, and hopefully you're enjoying some of the wins that we will see and have seen in the programs so far. Special thanks to Lamar Chapman, Errin Hodges, and Ryan Swan for coming on this week. Until next week, hopefully get some wins. Go Huskies.